What's up, Everyday Blades? We have something cool here today, and this is kind of an overview. I reviewed this knife a long time ago, years ago. I just wanted to kind of update it and kind of refresh my love for this knife. It's just a great knife. I'll tell you the few good things about it, and a few things that are not so great. The actual knife itself is this particular one is my favorite. It's great. This is the SnG. Make sure I get this right because I get crucified if I don't get this right. SnG catalog version fatty. And fatty, of course, means it has the thicker blade on it, which I like. I also like the scale this one comes on. This one doesn't show the visible screws to this side. I like the tiger stripe. My favorite one is almost identical to this one. I had it before. It has an anodized, multicolored spring scale on it, and I've just not seen many of those. And the only ones I've seen had a parkerized blade on it. And I would rather have the stonewash blade. I don't like coatings on my blades or treatments on my blades. This one is just, man, the ergonomics are killer. I'm not going to do a full review. I'm just going to do kind of a long-term follow-up of why I love this knife so much. And the reason I bought another one, the reason I sold it in the first place is because years ago, when I first started this channel, I had to buy every single knife that I reviewed. And I had to have lots of knives to review to have content. Very blessed these days to have lots of cool sponsors that send knives for us to review. And man, we appreciate it. It sure lifts the burden and allows me to buy back some of the knives that I previously had that I really liked and really didn't want to sell, but I had to move knives to be able to afford more knives to review. I think today we're almost at 900 videos. So that's pretty impressive, and I thank you guys for watching. You've been a lot of help with the success of the channel, and the group. Our group is a big contributor to it. This one doesn't have any lock stick. The seller I bought it from described it to a T. I mean, he could have easily said brand new in the box, and this one would have fit that description. But it had just a touch of, not lock stick, it had a touch of a sticky lock. You're going to have that when you have, raw titanium touching raw stainless steel in some cases. Strider seems to have more of it than most. What you don't want is when you open it and you can't get the lock back apart without using a tool to pry it open. You're going to be miserable with that knife. It's going to take so long if it ever goes away. This one, I put a touch of graphite with a pencil and it went away and it never came back. He sent me a video and he showed me the slight stickiness. I mean, he was pushing it over effortlessly, so that wasn't even lock stick to me. That was a sticky lock, just a hair of a sticky lock, but graphite took care of it easily. You have to have a special tool to take the pivot apart, which I do. Strider nailed this knife when they first made these. The SnG, the ergonomics are just ridiculous. This blade shape is so utilitarian. You can choke up on this knife really well. I like the fatter blade stocks. Even the regular SnG is nice, but this one, the fatty, it just really speaks to me, and it's one of my favorite knives of all time. But yeah, you kind of take a gamble. If you get one with lock stick, it's just with bad lock stick, it's a pain. I've had some, I just couldn't get rid of the lock stick. It just wouldn't go away. You could throw whatever you wanted at it, and it's not going to go away. So this is running on phosphorus bronze washers. Aluminum show scale with a titanium backside, and that I don't understand either. For what these knives cost, why not just do titanium scales all the way around? I don't understand that. But that's the way they do it, and it works fine. It doesn't hinder the knife in any way. I would just like to have titanium all the way around. The one I had before, the show scale was smoother. This one, the newer ones are putting out, this got kind of a chalkboard consistency. I'm not a big fan of that. I like the smoother one they had before, but it's neither here nor there. It still doesn't keep me from loving the knife. It's just a great knife all the way around. It's overbuilt and heavy enough to do anything you could possibly want to do with it. But it's small enough that you can carry it in your pocket and not be intrusive. I mean, you can stick this in your pocket and go to a wedding. It's not going to bother you. It's not going to bother me. So I really love it. I wanted to show it all. So there it is, the Strider SnG Fatty, a second look. The steel is 20 CV on this one. They come in all different scales. CPM 154. They love RWL 34. Just tons. What is it? 3V. They love 3V. It's great steel. Just not corrosion resistant as 20 CV. 20 CV is probably my favorite steel that they do. I haven't noticed any Magna Cut, but they may have some. Anyway, if you're looking for an amazing overbuilt knife, you can find one that doesn't have lock stick in it. I don't think that most of their newer ones have a big problem with it. Some of their older ones did, but the Strider SnG Fatty is one of my favorite knives of all time. So, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. God bless you and your families. Say a prayer for our country. Good night.